How about adding new rooms? Did anybody do that? And it worked? Anybody else? Cool.
I think it working is if I logged out and logged back in, the rooms wouldn't stay.
Okay.
But if I created the same room again, the messages would still be.
It'd be the same messages.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, so adding new rooms seems like kind of a logical next step, because right now these were hard-coded to start with. That's the only way they ever got created in the first place. So if we started over now, if we blew all those away, there would be no rooms. Or there would be just the one, S2 morning, because we hard-coded it into main. So it'd be cool to be able to add new rooms. So let's think through that. We've already got a rooms array, which is already syncing. Wait. Is it? No, it isn't. This is just hard-coded in here. This, I think, is from when I was doing it last night. Yes, our rooms aren't actually even in the database, are they? They're totally hard-coded. Okay. So let's get rid of this messages array, because that's not actually where we're storing these. Maybe it should be, but it's not right now. But this list isn't in Firebase at all, is it? It's totally hard-coded. So let's at least make it dynamic. How can we do that? What if we just sync state in here? Seems reasonable. So how about component did mount inside room list? I need to import my Firebase config, so import base from base /base base.sync state. First argument is the endpoint. So how about rooms? Next is the options object. The first option is context, which should be this. The next one is state, right? Which is going to be rooms, right? This. And then as array is going to be false, so I probably just need these two things, because this is not an array, right? This is actually an object. Okay, how about that? Now I have no rooms. That's okay. So these hard-coded rooms aren't doing anything anymore. Okay. Let's add a method that adds a room. Add room. Probably takes a room as an argument. This is an arrow function. Don't forget my arrow. And, okay, if it's going to add it to that, we'll do very much like we did with messages. So I need a copy of the one that's in state now, right? So const rooms equals, and this is an object, not an array, so curly braces, but I can still use the spread operator, this.state.rooms, to get a copy of it. Still works. Now instead of rooms.push, what will I do? How was I storing those? What were the keys in my object? They weren't 0, 1, 2, 3. They were the name of the room, right? So how should I write this next line? How should I add a new thing to that object?
This dot state dot rooms, and then you use like square braces or square brackets. And you put room inside of them, and then you assign that equal to the value.
So really close. That's really close. So not this dot state dot rooms, right? But the copy I just made of it, right?
Right, yeah.
Right. So here's the copy, rooms. And where inside there do I want to put it? Square bracket. And what do I put inside the square bracket? What key inside that rooms object am I going to store this new room in? What did I say the keys were? The keys are things like general, S2, random. What's that? The name of the room is going to be its key in the object, right? So rooms, square bracket, room.name equals room. So suppose I've got this rooms object that has general and random, but it doesn't have S2 morning yet. And I want to add the room S2 morning. I would add that by saying rooms square bracket S2 morning equals this new room. Make sense? Then once I've done that, this dot set state rooms, which we know is short for this. Make sense? So let's actually try that much without making a button for it, because we'll have to make a whole form and everything. That sounds like a whole thing. So my React Dev Tools, let's find room list. Here we go, room list. Now that's $R. So in console, I'll say $R dot add room. We'll add, right now we don't have any, so how about we add general? Or it needs to be an object, right? So we'll add a room with a name of general, description of just JavaScript stuff. There it is. Click it. There it is. And yeah, we get the ones that are already there. Add another new room. Random. Cat pics. It works. So now this room list is actually being populated dynamically out of the database. If I look at the database now, I have rooms and it has general and random in it. If I add another one, S2 morning, stuff that actually matters. Now that's there, and it's in Firebase as well. Cool. So populate the room list, or sync the room list with Firebase. We still don't have a way inside the app to add new ones. We're just adding them in the console. But at least this list is coming from the database now. It's not just hard-coded in there. Is this warning bothering you? It's a little annoying. In your base.js, we import database from that. We do need to import Firebase database. We don't need to save it to a variable, I guess, because we're not actually using that variable. So you could probably just say import Firebase database. Does that still work? Yeah, the database still works if we do that, and the warning goes away. So that seems like progress. Now that's not actually committed to your thing anyway, so it'll make the warning go away. We good?